Alrighty, everyone. We are going to go ahead and get started. My name is Kendall Gent. I am the Lexus rep for Ohio Northern and then Northern Kentucky. And I am joined by my wonderful co-host, Bridget.
Hi, everyone. My name is Bridget Rowe. I am the Lexus rep for Indiana. I cover both IU McKinney and IU Mauer.
And like I said, we are two of the best to do it. And this is our favorite topic out of all of the webinars because we know how important getting a job is and just finding all of those resources that you possibly can. This session is broken up into two parts. One is kind of how to boost your resume through Lexus activities or Lexus programs that we have. And then two is kind of all of the cool features and cool tools that Lexus Plus has that you kind of can find some wonderful practice area or specific job information. So I'm going to get started with Prepare to Practice. Of course, that is the number one thing that Lexus does in the spring is the certification program. The thing about Prepare to Practice is it is just something that is wonderful to put on your resume. Putting that you are certified with Lexus Research and you can put in as much language as you possibly want about how you were certified, how you kind of know this system like the back of your hand. It is so important because that distinguishes you from someone who hasn't done that. And again, it's just something legal related to add to the resume. Prepare to Practice, access it through LexisNexis for Law Schools. What you can do is just 3 online modules that'll take you through typically what you're going to be asked of in your summer job. So something like statutory research, you're going to be able to do utilize legal analytics, and then you're going to be drafting and analyzing some documents. Very quick modules. You are going to be quizzed kind of throughout the modules, and then if you pass each module with an 80% or above, you are then certified. You appear on the National Registry, and you're able to put that on your LinkedIn, on your resume. Just an easy and quick boost, something to put on your resume. That is what we've kind of always said about this program. Very simple to do. Your Lexus reps should also be hosting trainings for Prepare to Practice. And so make sure you join those, and that's another way to get certified. The next thing I would love to talk about is practice area webinars. So these webinars are just kind of like these, but they're hosted by the national Lexus team. And so you'll see the dates there. What these are is kind of specific Prepare to Practice, but practice area webinars. So things like bankruptcy, tax, M&A, labor and employment. If you know that you are kind of wanting to go into one of these fields, then what you can do, attend these recordings, take these skills quizzes, and then be able to say that you are kind of practice area certified as well. So you have that larger kind of Prepare to Practice notion. But if you are walking into a firm and you're wanting to do labor and employment for that summer, you can say, I know everything there is to know about searching Lexus for labor and employment research. I know it like the back of my hand. I'm able to find what I can, because those webinars do go pretty deep, and you are able to say, kind of have that on your resume. Those are available again off of the law school homepage. You're able to find those. If you have any questions or you want to go to those, just ask your Lexus rep. They'll provide the links for you. The next thing, the third and final thing, is we just have an interview microsite. So you're able to jump onto that. It'll give you interview tips itself, how to just search for jobs. It is so hard with, career services does all of they can, but sometimes you just want to be able to find jobs, right? And so there is tons of videos and information and kind of practice guides on how to do that. And so I always highly, highly recommend checking that website out. Over to Bridget for our tools and features.
Yeah, so thank you all again. And remember to, even if you've done Prepare to Practice before, if you're a 2L or 3L, it is new every year. So we have a lot of changes to Lexus, like Lexus Plus. So you want to get that certification again to show employers that you are up to date on all the new research features and tools. And one of, I think, the most popular types of clerkships when you are in law school are judicial clerkships. And I want to showcase a tool that can really help with interview preparation for a judicial clerkship, and that is context. So to get to context, you'll click on what's called the product switcher. This window pane in the top left corner. This will open a menu of all the different Lexis tools you have in your law school subscription, and you'll click on context. That will open up this tool, and you can also use this for attorneys or companies as well to get a lot of good background information. But for now, I'm going to type in the name of a judge, Tanya Walton Pratt, and she should populate below the search bar. I'm just going to click there. And what context does is it gives you an overview of Judge Pratt's, all of her experience and just general information about the practice areas and opinions by areas of law, her contact information, and a number of opinions per year, just different trends. But the real power here, and you can see we're in overview now, is this analytics tab. Context is unique because it uses legal language analytics. And that means is that we have artificial intelligence that scans all of the opinions she has ever written on Lexis. And we actually break down the likelihood she's to grant or deny a particular type of motion. We have over 100 types of motions to choose from here to get information. And this is interactive. You can click here if you want to see, okay, where were all the times she denied a motion for summary judgment? You can click, we'll give you those cases and decision language. So you can really get into her mindset before an interview. I think my favorite part of context, especially for interview preparation for a judge or an attorney, is citation patterns. So you can go here and find the actual cases and judges that Judge Pratt uses in her own opinions the most often. So these are these cases and judges that she finds to be most persuasive. And so that is always good to know, and you get a good mindset, and it helps you kind of discern, is this a judge I want to clerk for and really learn from? So it helps you kind of decide, what kind of clerkship path you want to take. And finally, we link every document possible that we have on Lexis to Judge Pratt. And this document is also going to be available for attorneys and companies. It does take a minute to load because it's so much information, literally everything we have. And it's just really nice because you don't have to go into Lexis Plus. You have it all here. And you can see all of their cases, their current dockets. You can also see the law firms and attorneys that have gone before this judge. You can just click here and filter to see all of the Bose, McKinney, and Evans cases before Judge Pratt if you want. So if you're also looking at that firm, you can take a look there. Next, I want to showcase a brand new tool on Lexis Plus. So that concludes context. I'm going to go back to the Lexis Plus landing page. From context, you just click on the same product switcher and click on Lexis Plus. And then on the left-hand side, you see what's called our experience doc. And we have a brand new tool called Litigation Analytics. So when you click there, it'll open up the Litigation Analytics tool. And this is a great tool when you are researching firms or judges or attorneys you want to work for and see how they can compare to others that you might be interested in interviewing for. So for example, if I go to compare counsel, I could type in 2 law firms that maybe I am interested in clerking for. I'll do Taft and Barnes and Thornburg, 2 very popular firms in the Midwest. And then I'll simply click compare counsel. You can compare up to 4. I'm just going to do those 2. And litigation analytics is not only going to give you all of this data about how many cases filed by year, you can actually click on these numbers. So Taft so far has 18 cases they have filed in 2021. I can click there and I'm going to get information from one of our tools called Lex Machina on the type of cases and the status of those cases. and then a list of all of those dockets. So I could click on those and get into those dockets as well. You can also see whether they tend to work for plaintiffs or defendants. You can also see cases by type. So if there's a practice area you're interested in, this will give you good insight into how often they are actually having cases in that practice area. And this is interactive. You can, again, if you are wanting to do maybe copyright, you can see how often they have those cases. And again, click and you're going to get those kind of information about those particular cases. And you get some really good information about how often they go to trial, how long that takes, and damages awards. So really powerful information you get in a flash and can really help you discern what is going to be the best fit for you, who do you want to clerk for and learn from, and you could potentially get hired from these clerkships. So it's very important to really be careful and really do your due diligence, and Lexis has these tools to help you with that. But that kind of concludes our presentation on just quick tips on how to do this kind of research before you have any kind of job interview, and how to really bolster your resume. Do you have any questions? Looks like we have the chat. All right.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming. If there are no questions, then feel free to jump on into another presentation or webinar. You should already have your 350 points just for attending the one, but thank you so much for coming. We hope this is helpful. That's all we ever wanted, something like this to be, was like just a little bit of help for finding some job information or how to do certain things that are kind of different from your career services office or just scanning on LinkedIn. Awesome. So thanks, everyone.
Awesome, everyone. Have a great one.